city glow, warm mid-voice along the lane. Loose refrain, office hours fade away. End of day, windows catching violet light. Early night, footsteps echo through the road. Lighter low, smooth phrasing in the air. Everywhere, melody begins to rise. City sky, neon waking one by one. Day is done, breathe moving calm and slow. Let it flow. Neon air around my way. End of day, mid-range lift inside the sound all around. Bass groove drifting through the night. City light, freedom floating in the tone. Heading home. Streetlights painting golden lines. Urban signs, people passing without rush. Even hush. Warm reflections on the glass. Moments pass, rhythm moving through my stride. Changing tide. Soft sustain across the line. Even time. Voice relaxed and drifting free through the street. Sky dissolving in the blue. Something new. Melody begins to lean toward the scene. Neon air around my way. End of day, mid-range lift inside the sound all around. Bass groove drifting through the night. City light, freedom floating in the tone. Heading home, heading home. Laughter rising from a bar, not too far. Engines humming down the lane. Loose refrain, even breath and easy pace. Open space, every corner softly glows as it flows. Yeah. Warm mid-voice across the night. Calm and light, melody begins to sway far away. City rhythm slow and wide, even tide. Lights reflecting on the ground, soft surround. Voice and motion intertwine, loose design. Evening drifting through the air, everywhere. Neon air around my way. End of day, mid-range lift inside the sound all around. In the tone on my own. Warm mid-voice and glowing street. Moving feet, every step begins to show. Evening flow. Sky turning deep and slow. Colors glow, rhythm breathing through the air. Everywhere, golden lines begin to fade. Cool and shade, glass towers catch the flame. City frame, warm mid-voice drifting low. Easy flow, traffic murmurs far below. Soft echo, calm reflections on the street. Moving feet, melody begins to bend. Days last and shadows stretching down the lane. Loose refrain, something rising with the night. Quiet light, lights after sunset glow, soft and slow. Balance rise inside the tone, all my own. Mellow rhythm through the air, everywhere. Calm satisfaction in the sound. City bound. Ooh, city bound. Windows flicker one by one, day is done. Even breath across the sky. Drifting by, street reflections softly sway. End of day, warm horizon fading blue. Changing hue, gentle lift inside the line. Even time, voice relax within the flow. Let it go, evening opening its doors. Something more, melody begins to rise. Urban skies, lights after sunset glow, soft and slow. Balance rise inside the tone, on my own. Mellow rhythm through the air, everywhere. Calm satisfaction in the sound. City bound. Urban knees, engines fading down the road. Lighter load, silver lights along the rail, moving trail. Every moment drifting wide, changing tide, warm mid-voice across the night. Calm and light, melody begins to sway. Far away, night unfolding soft and wide, even tide. Street lights painting amber lines, urban signs, breath and rhythm intertwine, loose designs. Quiet warmth inside the tone, all my own. Lights after sunset glow, soft and slow. Balance rise inside the sound, all around. Mellow rhythm through the night. City light. Calm satisfaction in the air, everywhere. Warm mid-voice and drifting view, sky of blue. Every tone begins to show. Evening flow.
Slide close with a tone, moving on, bass rolling under the sound, underground. Warm mid-voice and steady flow, afterglow. Crowded car but quiet mind, day behind. City lights through tunnel glass, shadows pass, rhythm humming with the rail. Silver trail, muted strings along the line. Even time, melody begins to move. Gentle groove, neon flickers overhead. calmer space. Every station drifting past, moments last. Warm voice across the rail, soft exhale. Melody begins to fall through it all. Neon rivers through the glass, moments pass. Engines humming slow and deep, half asleep. Breath and rhythm intertwine, loose design. City drifting through the tone, heading home. Last train glow through the night, moving light. Forward melody through the rail, urban trail. Bass groove rolling soft and low, homeward flow. City breathing through the sound all around. All mid-roll in tunnel light, silver night. Every rhythm softly grows as it flows. City humming low and slow, evening glow. Shadows stretching down the street, moving beat. Warm voice along the lane, loose refrain. Sunlight leaning on the glass, moments pass. Tall reflections burning gold, stories told, sky dissolving into flame. City frame, moderate lift inside the tone. On my own, melody begins to rise. Urban skies, traffic flowing far below. Gentle flow, amber colors drifting wide. Changing tide, towers in gold shining bright. Early night, upward phrases through the air. Everywhere, subtle groove beneath the tone. On my own, golden warmth across the view, shining through. Windows glowing row by row, softly glow. Passing clouds in copper light, fading sight. Even breath within the line, easy time. Voices drifting through the street, rave me beat. Warm sustain inside the sound. All around, melody begins to sway. End of day, skyline turning deep and blue. Changing hue, neon waiting far away. Night will stay, towers in gold shining bright. Early night, upward phrases through the air. Everywhere, subtle groove beneath the tone. On my own, golden warmth across the view, shining through. Oh, everywhere. City breathing calm and wide, eventide. Footsteps echo down the road, lighter load.
reflections softly gleam. Urban dream, even rhythm in the air. Everywhere, warm voice across the light. Calm and bright, melody begins to fall. Through it all, colors melting into blue. Something new, evening opening its door. Something more, breath and rhythm intertwine. Loose design, golden sky begins to fade. Cool and shade, towers and gold shining bright. City light, upward phrases through the sound. All around, subtle groove beneath the glow. Soft and slow, golden warmth across the air. Everywhere, warm mid-voice and skyline view. Fading hue, every rhythm softly flows. Night now grows. Ooh.
Voice along the road, light and low. Evening colors in the glass, moments pass. Neon waking row by row, softly glow. People drifting down the lane, loose refrain. Melody begins to rise, urban skies. Steps aligning with the groove, city move. Streetlights painting golden lines, urban signs. Breath steady in the flow, time to go. Tonight in motion through the glow, easy flow. Hook lifting through the sound all around. Bassline rolling calm and low, let it show. Soft excitement in the air. Everywhere, windows shining down the street, moving beat. Conversations drifting wide, changing tide. Taxi headlights passing by, silver light. Even rhythm in my stride, open wide. Warms a stain within the tone, all my own. Melody begins to climb through the time. City breathing soft and bright, early night. Something waiting down the line, perfect sign. Tonight in motion through the glow, easy flow. Hook lifting through the sound all around. Bassline rolling calm and low, let it show. Soft excitement in the air. Everywhere. Do 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 do. Dinner lights beyond the street where we meet. Music floating from the door, something more. Even breath and steady pace, open space. Every corner softly gleams, urban dreams. Warm mid-voice across the lane, loose refrain. Melody begins to sway far away. Night unfolding, calm and wide, even tide. Engines humming down the road, light a load. Rhythm drifting through the
the tone on my own. Every step begins to show. Evening flow, tonight in motion through the glow. Easy flow, hook lifting through the sound all around. Baseline rolling through the night. City light, soft excitement in the air. Everywhere, warm voice and glowing streets, moving feet. Every rhythm softly grows as it flows. Do 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 do. Rail lines humming low and wide, eventide, city fading into blue. Passing view, warm voice and quiet flow. Soft and slow, windows framing evening light. Silver night, buildings drifting past the frame without name. Reflections sliding on the glass. Moments pass, melody begins to glide. Changing tide, breath and rhythm intertwine. Easy time, skyline stretching far and thin. Night comes in, lights awakening below. Softly glow, skyline through the glass tonight. City lights, smooth horizon in the tone. On my own, melody drifting with the rail. Urban trail, peaceful motion in the air. Everywhere. Traffic rivers far beneath, moving streets, colors shifting deep and slow. Amber glow, stations fading one by one. Day is done, quiet voices in the car. Travel far, warm sustain along the line. Even time, gentle phrasing in the air. Everywhere, clouds dissolving into gray. End of day, a melody begins to rise. Urban skies, skyline through the glass tonight. City light, smooth horizon in the tone. On my own, melody drifting with the rail. Urban trail, peaceful motion in the air. Everywhere. Ooh, oh, ooh. Windows mirror distant signs. Urban lines, street lights blooming far below. Wave me glow, every mile begins to slow. Easy flow, even breath within the sound. Softly bound, warm voice across the rail. Soft exhale, melody begins to fall. Through it all, evening drifting soft and white. Cooling tide, engines humming calm and low. Steady flow, city breathing breathing through the night, fading light, every tone begins to blend. Days last end, skyline through the glass tonight, city light, smooth horizon through the air. Everywhere, melody drifting through the rail, urban trail, peaceful motion in the tone. Heading home, warm mid-voice and distant glow, soft and slow, every rhythm gently flows. Night now grows.
Evening breeze along the lane, loose refrain, bass rolling under the sky, passing by. Warm mid-voice and steady flow, soft and low, office towers fade behind, clearer mind. Footsteps tapping down the road, lighter load, window shining amber light, early night. Muted strings across the tone, all my own. Melody begins to sway. End of day. Street lights rising one by one. Day is done, breath settling in the air. Everywhere, slow street rhythm in my stride, open wide, stable melody in the sound. All around, bass groove moving soft and low, easy flow, comfort drifting through the tone. Heading home. Neon signs begin to glow, softly slow, voices blending through the night. Distant light, passing cafes filled with sound, people round, city breathing calm and deep, half asleep. Warm sustain inside the line, even time, gentle phrasing through the air. Everywhere, skyline turning violet blue, changing hue, melody begins to rise. Urban sky, slow street rhythm in my stride, open wide, stable melody in the sound. All around, bass groove moving soft and low, easy flow, comfort drifting through the tone. Heading home. Gliding down the lane, loose refrain, silver headlights sliding past, moments last. Every corner softly gleams, urban dreams, even breath and loosen pace, open space. Warm mid-voice across the street, moving feet, melody begins to fall. Through it all, night unfolding calm and
tide, engines humming far away. End of day, rhythm drifting through the tone, all my own. Every step begins to show. Evening flow, slow street rhythm in my stride, open wide, stable melody through the night. City light, bass groove rolling soft and low, easy flow, comfort floating in the air. Everywhere, warm mid voice and glowing street, moving feet. Every rhythm softly grows as it flows. Traffic light shifting slow, red to glow, even rhythm in the air. Warm mid voice and steady tone, on my own, standing where the streets collide, changing tide. People moving through the lane, loose refrain, neon colors on the glass, moments pass. Bass drifting calm and deep, underneath melody begins to flow, soft and slow. Streetlights waking one by one, day is done, breath settling in the air, cooling air. Corner of the city lights, passing nights, even melody in the sound, all around, mellow rhythm through the glow, easy flow, urban calm inside the tone, all my own. Taxi headlights sliding near, lines appear, voices blending through the crowd, not too loud. Window shining amber hue, changing view, crosswalk signals blinking bright, silver light. Warmth sustained, cross the line, even time, smooth phrasing through the air. Everywhere, skyline turning deep and blue, changing hue, melody begins to rise, urban skies, corner of the city lights, passing nights, even melody in the sound, all around, mellow rhythm through the glow, easy flow, urban calm inside the tone, all my own. Crowds drifting like a stream, urban dream, footsteps echo through the square, cooling air, even breath and loosened pace, open space, every moment softly glows as it flows. Warm mid voice across the street, moving feet, melody begins to fall through it all. Night unfolding calm and wide, even tide, engines humming far away. End of day, rhythm drifting through the tone, on my own, every step begins to show. Evening flow, corner of the city lights, passing nights, even melody through the air. Everywhere, mellow rhythm in the glow, soft and slow, urban calm inside the sound, all I own. Warm mid voice and fading view, skyline blue, every rhythm softly grows as it flows,
bass rolling through the air. Everywhere, warm mid-voice and steady tone. Standing alone, streetlights rising one by one. Day is done. People drifting down the road, lighter load. Windows catching amber flame, city frame. Melody begins to rise, urban skies, even breath along the line. Easy time, neon flicker in the dusk, silver dust, something waiting in the night, just in sight before the night begins to flow. Soft and slow, moderate lift inside the sound. All around, bass groove moving through the air. Everywhere, quiet thrill inside the tone. On my own, cars reflecting distant light. Early night, conversations passing by, drifting by. Even rhythm in my stride, changing tide, warm sustain across the line. Even time, melody begins to lean toward the scene, breath and rhythm intertwine, calmly aligned. Skyline glowing deep in blue, changing hue, lights awaken far away. Night will stay before the night begins to flow. Soft and slow, moderate lift inside the sound. All around, bass groove moving through the air. Everywhere, quiet thrill inside the tone. On my own, steps echo along the street, moving feet, golden colors slowly fade, cool in shade. Every moment stretching wide, open tide, urban rhythm soft and low, steady flow. Warm your voice begins to sway. End of day, melody begins to fall. Through it all, night unfolding calm and wide. Even tide, engines humming far away. End of day, rhythm drifting through the tone. All my own, every step begins to show. Evening glow before the night begins to flow. Soft and slow, moderate lift inside the air. Everywhere, bass groove rolling through the light. City night, quiet thrill inside the sound. All around, warm mid-voice and glowing streets, moving feet, every rhythm softly grows as it flows. Evening breathing through the street, slow heartbeat, colors fading from the sky, drifting by, warm mid-voice along the lane, loose refrain, sunset resting on the glass, moments pass, city towers catching glow, soft and low, windows lighting row by row, quiet show, melody begins to rise, urban skies, breath moving with the sound, all around, neon woman in the dusk, silver dusk, night arriving calm and slow, gentle flow, when the lights wake up tonight, city bright, smooth horizon in the tone, all my own, mellow rhythm through the air, everywhere, evening glow inside the sound, all around, all around. Traffic drifting down the road, lighter low, street reflections softly shine, amber line, people walking side by side, changing tide, voices floating through the square, cooling air, warm sustain across the line, even time, melody begins to sway, end of day, skyline turning violet blue, changing hue, every light begins to grow, softly glow, when the lights wake up tonight, city bright, smooth horizon in the tone, all my own, mellow rhythm through the air, everywhere, evening glow inside the sound, all around, all around. Windows mirror distant cars, shining stars, every moment stretching wide, open tide, even breath along the street, moving feet, urban rhythm calm and slow, steady flow, warm mid-voice across the night, calm and light, melody begins to fall through it all, night unfolding soft and wide, even tide, engines humming far away, end of day, rhythm drifting through the tone, all my own, every step begins to show, city glow, when the lights wake up tonight, city bright, smooth horizon through the air, everywhere, everywhere, mellow rhythm in the glow, soft and slow, wind, evening warmth inside the sound, all around, warm mid-voice and fading view, skyline blue, every rhythm softly grows as it flows. Ooh. Streetlights breathing amber lines, even signs, bass rolling soft and low, city glow, warm mid-voice and steady flow. Afterglow, neon letters start to shine down the line. Cars reflecting silver beams, urban dreams, footsteps tapping through the street. Moving beat, melody begins to sway. End of day, breath relaxed inside the tone, on my own. Windows glowing soft and wide, changing tide, night arriving calm and slow. Let it grow. Glow on the avenue tonight, city light, smooth mid-melody in air everywhere. Mellow bass beneath the tone, heading home. Evening calm inside the sound, all around. People drifting past the bars, under stars, voices fading into night. Gentle light, taxi headlights sliding near. Lines appear, urban rhythm through the lane, loose refrain. Warm sustain across the line. Even time, melody begins to climb through the time. Skyline turning violet blue, changing hues, streetlights forming golden rows, softly glow. Glow on the avenue tonight, city light, smooth mid-melody in air everywhere. Mellow bass beneath the tone, heading home. Evening calm inside the sound, all around. Windows mirror passing cars, distant stars, every corner softly gleams. Urban dreams, even breath along the street. Moving feet, night unfolding calm and wide, even tight. Warm mid-voice begins to fall. Through it all, melody begins to fade, cooling shade. Engines humming far away. End of day, city breathing soft and low, steady flow. Rhythm drifting through the tone, all my own. Every step begins to show evening glow. Glow on the avenue tonight, city light, smooth mid-melody in air everywhere. Mellow bass rolling slow, gentle flow. Evening calm inside the sound, all around. Warm mid-voice and glowing street, moving feet. Every rhythm softly grows as it flows. Evening colors fade away. End of day, soft rhythm moving through the air. Everywhere, warm mid-voice along the view. Skyline blue, windows catching amber light. Early night, cars reflecting silver streams. Urban dreams, street below begins to glow.
soft and slow. Melody begins to rise. Urban skies, breath drifting with the tone. All my own, neon flickers down the lane. Loose refrain, night unfolding calm and wide. Changing tide, city lights rising slow. Golden glow, upward phrases in the sound. All around, soft rhythm under the tone. All my own, urban warmth across the air. Everywhere, people walking through the square. Cool in air, conversations drifting low. Gentle flow, glass towers reflecting flame. City frame, shadows stretching down the street. Moving beat, warm sustain across the line. Even time, melody begins to sway. End of day, skyline turning violet blue. Changing hue, every window starts to shine. Down the line, city lights rising slow. Golden glow, upward phrases in the sound. All around, soft rhythm under the tone. All my own, urban warmth across the air. Everywhere. Traffic humming through the night. Silver light, street reflections softly gleam. Urban dream, every moment stretching wide. Open tide, even breath along the lane. Loose refrain, warm mid-voice across the sky. Drifting by, melody begins to fall. Through it all, night unfolding calm and wide. Even tide, engines humming far away. End of day, rhythm drifting through the tone. All my own, every step begins to show. City glow, city lights rising slow. Golden glow, upward phrases through the air. Everywhere, soft rhythm rolling low. Gentle flow, urban warmth inside the sound. All around, warm mid-voice and glowing view. Skyline blue, every rhythm softly grows as it flows. Ready to dirt at the line. From the volume slide open wide. Lobby doors slide open wide. Even tide, city breathing in the air. Everywhere, warm mid-voice and quiet flow. Afterglow, office lights behind the glass. Moments pass, evening drifting through the lane. Loose refrain, windows shining down the street. Moving beat, melody begins to rise. Urban skies, breath settling in the tone. All my own, street lights waking one by one. Day is done, night arriving calm and slow. Let it flow out the door into the glow. easy flow. Balance rise within the sound all around. Bass groove rolling soft and low. Let it show. Gentle freedom in the air everywhere. Everywhere. Cars reflecting amber lines. Urban signs. Voices drifting through the square. Cooling air. Neatest strings along the lane. Loose refrain. City rhythm calm and deep. Half asleep. Warm sustain across the line. Even time. Melody begins to sway. End of day. Skyline turning violet blue. Changing hue. Neon starting far away. Night will stay out the door into the glow. Easy flow. Balance rise within the sound all around. All around, all around. Bass groove rolling soft and low. Let it show. Gentle freedom in the air. Everywhere, everywhere. Footsteps echo down the street, moving feet. Every corner softly gleams, urban dreams. Even breath and loosened pace, open space. Street reflections calm and bright, city night. Warm mid-voice begins to fall through it all. Melody begins to fade, cooling shade. Night unfolding soft and white, even tide. Engines humming far away, end of day. Rhythm drifting through the tone, all my own. Every step begins to show evening glow. Out the door into the glow. Easy flow, balance rise through city light. Calm tonight. Oh, bass groove moving soft and low. Gentle flow, freedom floating through the sound all around. All around. Oh, warm mid-voice and glowing street. Moving street, moving street, moving street. Moving feet. Heat. Every rhythm softly grows as it grows, as it grows, as it grows, as it flows. Do